This week on Inside Boulder News, Boulder City Council expedites the recreational marijuana licensing process. Open Space and Mountain Parks works to restore local agriculture after the flood, and Downtown Boulder businesses raised over $75,000 for flood relief. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. Boulder will phase in recreational marijuana retail shops starting as soon as January. This is the result of a city council vote this week that attempts to balance industry and consumer desires with staff and regulatory impacts. Under the plan, existing medical marijuana dispensaries will be able to convert their licenses to recreational marijuana suppliers starting on January 2nd. Businesses that want to convert an existing storefront or facility so they can provide both medical and recreational product can apply starting on January 21st. Those that intend to expand to adjacent property can apply February 3rd, and new recreational businesses will have to wait until June. Boulder is one of many cities in Colorado charting new ground as a result of the passage of Amendment 64. The amendment was approved by voters in 2012 and made it legal for adults 21 and older to possess up to 1 ounce of marijuana. Adults can also grow up to 6 marijuana plants in their homes. Open Space and Mountain Parks Department is working to repair 21 miles of agricultural fence damaged by the flood. Of the 45,000 acres of open space owned by the city, 15,000 acres are leased to local farmers for agricultural use. The land is used for cattle grazing, growing vegetables, and hay. This time of year, cattle use cold season pastures as their primary food source. Without these fence repairs, farmers face an expensive alternative to feeding their animals.
They would either have to sell off their herd because they wouldn't have enough feed, or they'd have to buy in feed, which is pretty expensive considering how much hay was lost in the area. So it's not a win-win situation for them. So we need to get these fields cleaned up and the fences repaired so farmers have winter grazing pastures. This field, the farmer tends to come on December, January, so we're just trying to get all the debris off the field. The debris smothers the grass and kills it, so we just need to get it off so the grass can grow. It's just been a lot easier to do everything with hand crews just because of the delicateness of the ground.
OSMP will be sponsoring 2 volunteer projects a week until the fences and fields are repaired. Public fencing projects are listed at unitedwayfoothills.org. The City of Boulder now has its first ever historic preservation plan after months of collaboration through public meetings and community activities. Protecting historically significant businesses and buildings has always been a priority for Boulder, but balancing diverse community needs and voices can be difficult. The recent adopted plan establishes a new framework for celebrating the shared commitment to preservation and working through any issues.
Well, it's incredibly important, and the property owners are definitely the key preservation partner in historic preservation because they're really the stewards of these properties.
I think, people like the idea of historic preservation, but when you're living in one of these houses and you want to do certain kinds of things that you feel make the house more livable, that's where the rub can be, and it's a tricky one.
The history of Boulder really creates a sense of place and makes Boulder unique, and so preserving these places is really important to the community character. And also staying involved and knowing what's going on is a great way to be a part of that community.
The Historic Preservation Plan is available at boulderhistoricpreservation.net. It is better to give than to receive. That's a value Downtown Boulder businesses embrace, and they've shown it yet again in the wake of the September flood. 47 Downtown Boulder businesses working in partnership with Downtown Boulder, Inc. raised over $75,000 to aid in flood relief efforts.
It was amazing how many businesses signed up and how much they were able to contribute, which not only shows how generous the businesses are, but that people in the community heard about it and believed in it and came out and were shopping and felt it was their way of trying to give back and help out.
I mean, I grew up in Boulder. I've lived here almost my whole life, and I've never seen anything quite like this. And I mean, it was pretty obvious that this was an extraordinary event. And I don't know. I mean, you want to, the people of this community are great to us, and of course, we want to try to give back in any way that we could.
The money raised was sent to the Foothills Flood Relief Fund. Grants from the fund assist with immediate and long-term needs. You can find a complete list of the businesses who participated in this effort at lovethelocal.com. Boulder requires all residents to clear snow from their sidewalks within 24 hours after it stops snowing. Violations can result in the city removing the snow at the homeowner's expense, as well as fines. Each winter, there are senior citizens or physically disabled persons who aren't able to clear their own sidewalks. Thanks to a volunteer program, you can help. The Ice Busters program will match you with someone in need in your own neighborhood for the entire winter. The program is in need of volunteers. To sign up, call 303-443-1933 or email volunteers@careconnectbc.org. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.